Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks again for watching, liking, subscribing, being a part of our channel. We really appreciate it, and we love the interaction with you guys in the comments section. Read every comment that you guys make and try and answer any questions or address any comments or concerns that you may have in the comment section. In today's video, what we're going to do is I'm going to relocate the regulator rectifier from underneath the bike. As you all probably know, it's right up in here right now, alongside what used to be where the evap canister used to live, which I've removed it. You can see a previous video up here for that. Anyways, remove the evap canister already, and now what we're going to do is take the regulator rectifier from this location, which is probably one of the worst locations that Enfield could have thought to put. I realize it's maybe compact, it gets it out of the way. However, there's no air moving there. It does get full of crud. I've seen some guys that have taken it or relocated it, and it's just full of mud and dirt and chain lube and whatever else that gets up there. So we're going to take it from there where it has no air, no airflow, and probably runs a bit harder than it should. And we're going to put it up front here below the oil cooler, where it's going to get nice fresh air and hopefully last a long time. Now, I haven't had any problems with my regulator rectifier. I know some people have. I haven't. So it's always a good idea to do a bit of preemptive sort of maintenance. So I sort of put that in there as one of those things. Now, for my situation, what I've done is I picked up some cable, silicone wire, 14 gauge, and both for the positive and negative lines coming off the regulator rectifier and for the stator wire as well. So I'm going to extend it to the front, and we'll move it all up there, make a new bracket, install. I'll show you guys how to do that. Now, I know there is somebody online, James Slick, sells a kit that comes with the lines and plugs. Basically, it's a plug and play situation where you would plug it in there and then plug it in up again front. Now, the way I'm going to do this is going to eliminate that plug. Now, having come from VFR, which are notorious for cooking their regulator rectifiers, one of the things that I've noticed on the VFR, this is my second one, is that when the regulator rectifiers do start to go, the places of high resistance get hotter. And in the case of the VFR, I'm not sure if it's the same on the Enfields, but in case of the VFR, when your regulator starts to go sideways and your stator produces too much electricity, then those connections are a bit of resistance spot. They get hot, and I have seen plugs melted on the VFR, not on the Enfield. I haven't seen how those go, but anyways, by running the line straight from the stator all the way with no plug to the front, I'm hoping to eliminate the plug down in the center, which would be a real pain in the butt if it did go sideways and started to melt and cause more resistance, which it's that snowball effect between the stator, the battery, and the reg rectifier. I just don't want, I'm trying to eliminate that issue if I can. So first things first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip off the seat tank, this side cover. I'm not sure if it's necessary to take it off, and the sprocket cover to gain more access. And so I'll do that off camera and then bring you guys back in when it's all stripped down and we're ready to go. Oh, one more thing before I strip this down, I forgot to mention, stick around to the end of the video if you can. We're starting a new adventure and a new direction, possibly, sort of. Anyways, stick around to the end of the video if you can. And we've got some news in regards to our channel and what's happening with us. So please do stick around to the end of the video. Okay, thanks guys. All right, so tank and seat are off, side covers off. The stator is in here, lives in here of course. The stator wires come down here and sneak around to the back here and up over into here. Now if we come around to this side, you can see that's the regulator rectifier there. And there's the notorious plug that's apparently really difficult, but we'll soon see, to get apart. The evap canister usually sits here, but because it's gone, but you can see all the crud and crap that are on there. So I know there's 8mm nuts that hold the regular rectifier in. So I'm just going to grab some tools and we'll get right back. All right, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take the whole bracket out and hopefully drop everything down and then go from there. So let's just, I've got a 8mm socket on an extension. Hopefully we can get these guys off. There is room to get in there to get this from here. Grab my little magnety guy. See if we can catch things before they drop. Not that it matters, it doesn't have far to go. Okay, there's one out. Now this guy over here, I've cracked it, but I don't know if I've got it enough. No. Now this is the bracket that actually holds the regulator rectifier and the wiring up in place. There's another clip on the bracket, so I'm hoping, oh, you fucker. Sorry, pardon my language. I know none of you guys swear, so. Should be good to get with hand now, I hope. As you can see, there's crud and crap on it already from the chain. And I do, really, I don't ride in crappy weather or anything, but there is lots of gunk on there already that we'll have to clean up. But so that guy dropped. Okay, so what I noticed as I fiddled with it a bit and it came down is there's a pin that sticks out of the bottom of the engine case here. I'm not sure if you can see that. I'll show you on the bracket once I get it off. But there's a pin that the whole bracket slides up on and then is attached by the bolts. So right now I've got it loose. Okay, where we are now is I was able to get the plug out. Now the thing to do is from the left-hand side of the bike, you need to push this little clip here. It's like a little locking mechanism. So you slide that in a bit and then the whole red chunk will slide up. So once it was moving a bit, I was able to wedge my screwdriver in under and just sort of twist it a bit to bring the red section up. And then the stator wires here slid out of the plug. So those are out. I also disconnected this other plug here, which I'm not sure exactly what it is right now, but this one led up to this little 2-wired here. So I've disconnected that one. So now we're still locked in, but we'll, I think it's a little more work over here on this side. Okay, for this plug here, I figured out this one is the best way to do it. And I've got to, well, I'm going to have to, I had the camera in my mouth, but I can't talk to do it. But anyways, if you go up under and squeeze this, push on this tab here, then the plug will pop out. So that should be all the wiring now. So I'm still trying to, this regular rectifier as it is won't just drop out of the bottom of the engine because with the plug on it, it's too thick. So let's see if I can get the plug down and out or off. I know there's a little metal tab holding this plug, but I don't know. That maybe, now I've had this one little tab on the back, I've bent it down. It can always be bent back up again, but this will get the reg rec up a bit so I can maybe What? There we go. Okay, it's loose. And almost the videos out there, people just show you, oh, I've taken it out and I've installed it or changed it or whatever, but man, this is a pain in the butt. Okay, there's one down. Got another one on the other side. We'll see if we can get this one. Down here, perhaps. Yes, I think so. I think we got her now, guys. Yes, we do. Okay. That guy was really tight. I don't know why. Okay. So now, regulator rectifier is off of there. If it won't go down, maybe it'll come up through the top. We'll see here. Oh, come off it. There. Now, if you still had your evap canister in there, ta-da! Okay, so there is the offender. So it's attached like that. This tab was bent up to go in onto the bottom of the engine. As you can see, it's not too crusty, but it is dirty and greasy. These guys are on these tabs, which I'd never seen these ones before, but they seem to come off just by, there's a little metal tab here, and if we push back on this tab, yeah, then it slides up, and on this side there's that tab right there, which I'm not sure how you'd ever get to it if you had to, like if you're trying to save this part. But just one little tab, and it'll should slide right up. I know that lots of people, when they've done their reg recs, they seem to have destroyed the plug, which is understandable after what I've just been through and trying to get this damn thing off. There. Okay. All right. So there. Here's a close-up of how this plug works. It goes in like this. This little tab here, as you can see, if you press it down, then you're able to pull the locking mechanism out, which keeps the plug seated. So I'm going to clean these up, some brake cleaner, and then we'll get on to the next part. Okay, so I've cleaned up the reg rec. It's right here, cleaned up a bit, came out fine. Anyways, to address everything down here, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim back the coating here, or the covering. This wire, I'm not sure what it is. It leads into the stator, so I'm not totally sure what that one is for. Anyways, that one goes into up here to this guy here. So I'm going to trim this back because I'm going to cut the stator wires probably about here, and then I'm going to solder in and go up and down. So trim this back, and then we'll wrap this guy up and yeah, reconnect it, and then go from there. Okay. All right. So I've got the the casing trimmed back a bit. That'll, I think, work about right. So the moment you've all been waiting for, I'm going to cut the lines. So I'm going to stagger them, and that way if there is any wear through, it shouldn't be an issue. But anyways, wish me luck, fellas. Here she goes. 1, 2, and this guy will cut up to here. Okay, so there's our 3 lines. That'll go on the other end over here before we plug in. Put that down there. Now what I'm going to do before I start running the lines and soldering is I want to tidy things up here. So I'm going to tape this wire up. Then I'm going to strip these down and solder in my new line. Like I say, I'm going to have it go up. I've got some casing for it as well, so I'll probably run it up along the side here if I can squeeze it past the air box, or maybe on the inside of the air box here, and then down over there. So I've got my, whatever this guy is, I'm not sure, wrapped up with some electrical tape. I've trimmed back the wires here for the stator wires, and what I've done for the positive and negative is I've fished it through and out to up here. So I'm going to route this one. I'll probably zap strap it over to this bracket here so that it doesn't go anywhere. I'm going to trim this back and cut this plug as well, about here and here, and then run that. Now I have cut some line already to go. I cut it to 1 meter and I guess 10, so about 110 millimeters. Millimeters? I think it's millimeters. Anyways, 1 meter plus 10 centimeters. So I've cut it that length. It's probably going to be too long, but I'll let you know as we go around. So I'm going to cut this guy back right now, just the covering, and then cut the wires, and then again trim them back. What I'm going to do is to avoid solder shame, I'm gonna solder them off camera. I'm not the best solderer in the world, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to solder them up and then heat shrink them, and I'll bring you guys back then. Okay. All right, so we've got the 3 stator wires heat shrinked, soldered. It was kind of ugly, got to tell you. Anyways, that's 3 down there. I've got another 4 to do here for the positive and negative, but I'm going to do those. And then I also have some more housing to go on top of this stuff to run it all up. So I'll bring you back when I've run these up there and this up there as well. Okay, one thing I've realized as I was messing around with this is these wires down here now don't have any place to keep them from interfering with the chain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reinstall the bracket, which had this holder on it. It just pops in, but it'll hold the wires here, so they're out of the way of the chain. So I'm going to reinstall this bracket back up there again, and yeah, these guys come out by just pushing these 2 nipples here, and it pops right out of the hole. So that'll encase or encapsulate the wires and keep them from harm's way. Okay, so I'll show you that in a second once I've got it thrown back in there. All right, so I have here the red and black lines coming up. I've taped them all, and here's the yellow stator wires. Those are all in here. Now what I'm going to do is I've got this sleeve stuff. I'm going to put both of these into this sleeve and cover, and then I'm going to run it up and then along the top. So I will be right back with you guys once I get that stuff done. Okay, I've got the wiring loom, harness, whatever you want to call it, up through the side here, and underneath it's going to go up, right up through here above the horn, and then down behind the oil cooler to the brackets down here. Now you can see here I've made these 2 aluminum brackets. I just cut 4.5-inch long aluminum, measured it, put some holes in it. I did have to buy longer bolts to go through for the oil cooler mount, and as well I had to get some for the regular rectifier mount. So I just got metric, I think they're 6 by 35 mils. Anyways, I'm going to, what am I going to do now? Next step. I'm going to finish wiring a bit, find out how much I need, then I'll cut this wiring and reinstall the plugs and get right back with you. We're almost done. Oh, and by the way, one other thing before I forgot, don't forget to disconnect your battery. Safety first. Okay, so what I've had to do now, I removed the oil cooler guard and the two mounting bolts down here, and the two 10 mil bolts up here in the headstock, just so that I've got some room to get in here now and fish my wires. So the wires are going to come in, like I said, down here. I'm going to put them in right now. The plug's going to end up right about midpoint here. I measured from the regulator rectifier up, and it seems to me that that's going to be an okay spot for the plugs, as high as I can to keep it away from the exhaust, of course, but I'll put it up over here. All right. Okay, so here we are at the crossbar there. The regular rectifier, I'm sliding down just to see how long the cords are and how they are going to reach up to the plugs. I'm hoping to get everything by the cross member there on the frame. So my audio is sort of messed up, so I'm just voicing over this. As well, I'm going to point out that I also wanted to put on some dielectric grease on the contacts here, both plugs, just to hopefully prevent any corrosion in that. Okay, so and here I've got the plugs connected together again. I've zip tied them to the cross member of the frame there. There's enough cord going down. I've also, you may notice, removed the horns, made it a heck of a lot easier to get in there and fish the wires in and around. Now it's just hanging down in the appropriate place that it's going to go. I'm then going to go and attach it to the brackets and reinstall the oil cooler and the horns, try and tidy it all up nicely, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, so got it all buttoned up. Stator wires go up inside this housing up top through here. You can see a bit of it peeking out here. Then it goes into here, and you can see down here the plug for the reg rack is down there, and then goes down and mounts the front here. So it turned out pretty good, actually. I like the way that it looks there. It's unobstructed to get lots of air. Should run very cool. All right, okay, I've got it all back together. Just about to flash it up here. One of these things I was going to point out to you guys is this. I've got a little voltage gauge here. It's also got a USB charger on the end. It attaches just into the into my battery tender lead, which the tender lead I just leave down and tuck in the side bag all the time. And I'm going to start throwing this in there as well, just for the meantime. Just if it starts to act weird, or if I get the battery light coming on, then I'll plug this in and try and diagnose what's happening. But anyways, I'm going to plug her in right now. It says we've got 13 volts. Go through the usual. And we're up to 13.9. All right, so the regulator rectifier relocation is a success. All right, so we're back from a ride. Bike ran great. Reg Rec is doing its Reg Rec thing, and check the voltage out on the road. Voltage is fine, around 13.8, just where it should be. It's a good mod. I would totally recommend doing it. Like I say, just take your time and make sure you have the time set aside to do it, because it can be a bit frustrating, messing around with those wires and getting pretty dirty and stuff. But anyways, it's a one-time thing you have to do, and then once it's done, it's done. Now, and the other thing, I guess, one of the motivating factors for me was that I saw that Royal Enfield has relocated it on the Bear up to the front where it gets more air. So there's probably a good reason for that, and everybody does put them out in the air. So anyways, it's a good mod. I think you guys should all do it. Now on to the news. We are leaving Canada. We're going to India for 2 months in September, and we want to invite you guys along with us. We're renting motorcycles for the whole time we're there, hopefully Royal Enfields. Part of our journey is going to be as well, we're going to ride up to Umling La, which is the highest motorable pass in the world. We're going to be riding that. We're also going to be riding from Delhi up to Dharamshala, home of the Dalai Lama, and then south to Goa, and then back up to Delhi to finish the trip. So we're going to be there for 2 months. If you guys have any questions, comments, things you can recommend us doing, places to go, whatever, let us know in the comments. We'd love to interact. Like I say, we hope that you guys will come along with us. So if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. And like I say, send your prayers with us, because we may need it, because this is the highest pass in the world. But yeah, we're really looking forward to this adventure, and we want to bring you guys along with us. So please subscribe and come with us. And other than that, keep the rubber side down, guys, and we hope to see you along the road. Thanks.